third grade artists. Welcome to our fundraiser video. This is our next project. It's a optical illusion drawing where we're going to use different kinds of lines to make an illusion that our picture is kind of popping off the page. Now, we're going to talk a lot about the silhouettes or the outline. So talking about this outline shape here. I did a cat for this one. And let's see, I did a pumpkin for this one. I also did a baby Yoda or regular Yoda. It's kind of the same shape. So you kind of get that same choice here. So you get to pick whether you do whatever outline shape you choose. Now the one thing you guys got to think of is you want to do a shape that's kind of has a lot of space. And what I mean by that is there's not a lot of skinny pieces and not a lot of really narrow areas. You really want something that's kind of similar to like a big circle or a big square, so you can see how simple and big of a shape I have here, as well as here with the kitty cat. And then for our sample together, we're going to do a heart, because that is another great simple shape to do. So, first thing that you're going to do is you are going to get your paper. And again, it does not matter whether you hold your paper this way or you hold your paper this way. I'm going to make my heart, so I think I want to go this way. But again, this project is a 2-week project. I'm giving you guys 2 weeks to get this done. As it is our fundraiser, I really want you spending your time making sure that you're very happy with what you've created, as well as since the part of the project where you really get your input on is making sure your outline is what you want. If you spend a lot of time getting a perfect outline of an object, doing some research, doing some sketches, then that's totally okay. So for our project today, you're going to start with a simple shape. And I'm going to do a heart. I have some suggestions of shapes that work really well at the end of the PowerPoint. But again, hearts are really easy. There is lots of open space. There's not a lot of narrow areas. So this is going to work really well for us. So I'm going to be using a Sharpie just so you guys can really see on the video. But you guys should be using your black marker from your markers. That will work just fine. I'm just going to use the Sharpie so that you guys can really see on the video. So after you get a shape like this that you're happy with, you're going to go ahead and you are going to trace over those lines. Now, if you did a sloppy copy and you need to redraw it, feel free to do that as well. I'm going to make this just a little bit shorter. Okay. And then you can take your eraser and you can go ahead and erase. Okay. So no matter what shape you picked, these steps are going to be the same. And if you forget, I have a witch hat step-by-step in the PowerPoint as well. So I'm going to start with my pencil because you can always go over lines if you feel you didn't do it right. But once they're in marker, they're in marker. So you're going to bring a line straight down to start. Then you're going to go over a little bit, and you want this line to curve out this way, and then the second one to follow that same curve. So the lines on this side are going to go this way, and then the lines on this side, so we're going to come back up here, they're going to curve that way. Alright, and you don't want to get too fancy getting too many in if this is your first time doing that. It just makes it a little too messy. Keep it nice and simple, just like this. Alrighty. So, the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to do our next set of lines. So, we are going to be making more kind of rainbow lines. So we're going to take this line we're going to move it up. Take this line and arc it up. And then again, your arc should be at the top here. You're going to go up and arc up. And arc up. One. Awesome. Alrighty. So, before you continue on with the outside lines, let's take these down with our marker. Let's make them stick. So again, you want to make sure that you, doesn't really matter. They don't have to be perfect. As long as this middle line is straight, the lines on this side kind of curve this way. The lines on this side curve the other way. And then going up, you have rainbow lines. Alrighty, so I'm going to mark those down. And if you missed it a little bit, that's okay. You can erase it later. Alright, I'm going to go like this, this, like this, and this. Okay. So now you can pause. If you have some erasing things to do like I do, feel free. So you're just going to kind of go ahead, erase them. Really helps to do this if you have a lot of lines that didn't get super well traced, similar to me, just to keep the next step straight. Okay. That should be perfect though. That should be good. Okay. So now the next step is to do some more straight lines. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to go one direction at a time. And again, really don't worry about making it super perfect. Like, you do not have to grab a ruler. They just have to be straighter than the curved ones you did here. And that's pretty simple to do freehand. So you're going to start by bringing this line down all the way to the edge. And then this line up all the way to the edge. And then where this line was a curve this way, you want to start here, but you want it to be straight. And so it's straight, curved, and then straight out again. So you can try to mirror over here. Again, you do not need your ruler. It does not need to be perfect. All right, so then we have one more right here. So you are going to take this one, and you are going to bring it right on down. So again, we have straight, curved, straight. And then we can just take one more straight one outside our object like that. If you had more curves in here, like say you had another one right here, you would have to do the same thing. And again, feel free to just do the heart with me. It's okay if we all have hearts. No stress. Alrighty. So then again over here, same thing. You can go straight on down. So it'll be straight, curved, straight, then over here, so this one you're going to bring a line straight on down, so again it's going to be straight, curved, straight. Alright, and then, let's see, we can, why don't we add one, give me one up the side. Alrighty, so now that's all of our lines going up. And again, we want to make it kind of checkerboard like it is in here. So we need to do our horizontal lines. These were our vertical lines. We need to do our horizontal lines. Alrighty, so same thing. We're going to find our first rainbow. And you're going to go out straight. So it's straight, bump, straight. And then same thing over here. We make this straight. So it's straight, bump, straight, and come on up here, make that straight out, so it's straight, bump, straight, and then another straight one here, so it's straight, bump, here. You have straight, kind of connect those lines over there inside the little, where the hearts meet, or the humps meet. And then again over here, straight. And that's all of our lines. So similar to what we did on the sides here, we should add, because we don't have a rainbow line here, we don't want to just make a line kind of in the middle there. So we want to take this checker and put it underneath. And then same thing up here, we have no more, so we don't want to make another one. So we'll just go outside the shape altogether. All right, now you can kind of see it's already starting to pop out of the page. So at this point, you are free to start coloring. Now, I think this project is going to look best colored in marker. That's going to scan really well. But if you love crayons, you can use your crayons. They just have to be pushed really hard. I'm going to do my markers though, because I really think that markers are the best way to go for this. So I'm going to start coloring with you, and then I'm going to let you kind of go off on your own. So when you're coloring, it's important to remember that checkered pattern. So it's always easiest to start in the heart. Okay, so if yellow was here, yellow can't be in any of the blocks touching it. So that means yellow goes here. So white, yellow, white, yellow, white, yellow. All right, so that means wet yellow can't be right next to it, so it's going to go into this diagonal space over here. And then as well up here. So yellow, white, yellow, white, yellow. And then same thing, yellow can't be next to it. So it's going to come into this diagonal spot. And you'll start to notice the patterns also going across this way. So that means that this one is yellow. And this one is yellow. And this is yellow. So you're just making a checkerboard. Okay, so then when you get to the edge, it's going to get a little tricky again. So just kind of find a good spot and kind of continue that pattern. So yellow means white, yellow. And then you can go straight up. So yellow, white, yellow, white, yellow, white, yellow, white. That means this one is yellow. Okay, and then starting over here. They can't have two yellows next to each other, and we need one right here. So yellow, white, yellow, white, yellow, white. This little one is yellow, white, yellow. And then you're just going to continue checkerboarding it out. Once you get a couple on the edges, on the outside areas, it's easier to just kind of go across. So now you know that yellow, white, yellow, white, yellow, white, yellow, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to pause and I will join you back right at the end, but continue checkerboarding out your drawing. Alrighty, so I'm back. I have finished. Again, a few things you're picking. You can pick any two colors you want to color it in, but it should just be two, so it has that checkerboard effect. And again, nice. As long as you keep nice coloring, you want to make sure all of your spots are covered. And if for whatever reason you make a mistake with your coloring, because checkerboarding can be hard, especially with like markers and crayons that are hard to color on top of, if it is a dark color especially, you probably can't even tell. But in this picture, I made a mistake. And my mistake is kind of right up in here. And all I did is I cut out a new piece of white paper. I used my glue stick, I stuck it on top, and then I used my markers to redraw my lines, and I fixed my coloring job, and no one will ever know unless I tell them. So that is the solution if the same thing happens to you. I really can't wait to see what you guys make, and post them to the Flipgrid when you're done. Thank you.